What often comes up in my work is a question of strength versus weakness. So there are a couple of different layers to this. One is that it's not strength versus weakness. It's that strengths are often also weaknesses. The classic example is an oak tree versus something that's more reedy. The oak tree is very strong, it stays upright, it's very solid, but because it doesn't bend, that very strength, the lack of bendiness and that rigidity is what caused it to be destroyed in too strong a storm. Same with something bending, that's considered a weakness because it's all bendy and it can flop over, but actually it can withstand a lot of pressure because it can bend in the storm. So strengths and weaknesses are often different sides of the same coin. There's another aspect here. Well, what appears to be strength is actually emotional immaturity and brittleness or uncontainedness. So the classic examples that come up in my work are people who can keep a really stiff upper lip, who can really contain their emotions and put things to the side very neatly and get on with the job at hand. Now, of course, that has a lot of social kudos and positive work sort of consequences to be able to get on with things. Of course it does. However, unless that is dealt with later, it only becomes repressed feelings that wind up being very scary to the person and something that they feel very overwhelmed by. And overwhelm, I think, would be very hard to argue as a position of strength. Another position that people argue is strength, but it actually is immaturity, is when people are able to name their feelings and express their feelings and be very free with expressing their feelings. The thing is, I could be talking about a toddler spilling their milk and being honest about how upset and frustrated they are. How could that possibly be strength? It's appropriate for a toddler, not an adult. So what can appear to be strength is actually not it at all. Can it be a strength to be able to put one's feelings aside to address an important task at hand? Yes. Can it be a strength to be able to name your emotions and to express them appropriately at the right time to the right person or people? Of course. But that's not guaranteed. So those aren't necessarily strengths. So just allow yourself to question what that is.